For the final time of 2023, we welcome you to Segra Field in Loudoun County, Virginia, as Loudoun United face off with Detroit City, who are fighting desperately to make it into the final playoff spot. Delighted to be here with ex-Manchester United goalkeeper Gary Bailey. I'm Jack Edwards, as today's pregame show is presented by Segra. Here are the standings in the East entering this one. Loudoun in 11th. They've been eliminated, but in 9th place. 1 point behind Miami in that final playoff spot, Gary. It's super tight, just a point away.
Absolutely, it's tight, and they're a point behind Miami. It's the point ahead of Tulsa. 2 games to go. This could swing any which of a number of ways, and it's vital for Detroit City to get a result tonight. Away at Loudoun won't be easy to a stronger Loudoun side than was earlier in the season, but it's a must-win for DCFC.
Here are some highlights for Detroit this season. Their last 5, 2 wins, 3 defeats. Their defeat last weekend to Indy 11, 3-0 meant that they lost it in their hands. They're reliant on some other results, but it's a must-win today, pretty much, Gary.
Yeah, we saw a diving header there from Michael Bryant, who's been absolutely crucial. And that's what they're good at, set pieces, whipping the ball into the box. Stephen Carroll getting on the end of it there. They're going to be dangerous in those situations.
They're a team that doesn't score a ton of goals, fewest in the league with 27, but Ben Morris, the man who leads all scorers for Detroit City, that's with 5 on the year.
Yeah, he's very quick. He's the fastest in the squad. So if you get balls behind the back 4 or into the box for him, the former Ipswich man is really quick. Have a look there. And he's also very aware. How's this one from just inside the half there? It's the awareness of where the goalkeeper is out of position, and is a really good finisher. His background at Ipswich Town stands him in good stead.
On the flip side for Loudoun, they've got a few new faces, some experimentation down the rest of this year. On loan, Chris Haggard, been an important player to return, player to watch, presented by Brett Fred. What do you like about him?
Well, goals and assists from him. That was the assist for El Metcalf. This one he finishes himself, kills the ball as it comes across nice and quickly. Have a look at that first touchdown, and then with the same foot just tucks it away before anybody can tackle him. And he's got the passion as well for his team. So a really crucial addition to their squad.
Our second meeting between these sides this year, the last one back on July 12th, a 1-1 draw between these sides. Well, last year, Detroit made it into the playoffs in the last spot in the East. Can they do the same thing this year? Might have to start with a win here tonight. Our lineups are set. Kickoff is coming between Loudoun United and Detroit City on the other side of this break.
Business today is fast, unpredictable, always changing. Shifting trends and technologies are pushing aside old rules. The unexpected is the new normal. Segra is here to help you get what's next with our best-in-class connectivity, cybersecurity, cloud, and collaboration solutions. Whatever your business dreams, we have the network and services to get you there. Segra, giving your business the freedom to grow today. Segra is a proud sponsor of the Loudoun United Football Club. Business today is fast, unpredictable, always changing. Shifting trends and technologies are pushing aside old rules. The unexpected is the new normal. Segra is here to help you get what's next with our best-in-class connectivity, cybersecurity, cloud, and collaboration solutions. Whatever your business dreams, we have the network and services to get you there. Segra, giving your business the freedom to grow today. Segra is a proud sponsor of the Loudoun United Football Club. Business today is fast, unpredictable, always changing. Shifting trends and technologies are pushing aside old rules. The unexpected is the new normal. Segra is here to help you get what's next with our best-in-class connectivity, cybersecurity, cloud, and collaboration solutions. Whatever your business dreams, we have the network and services to get you there. Segra, giving your business the freedom to grow today. Segra is a proud sponsor of the Loudoun United Football Club. Business today is fast, unpredictable, always changing. Shifting trends and technologies are pushing aside old rules. The unexpected is the new normal. Segra is here to help you get what's next with our best-in-class connectivity, cybersecurity, cloud, and collaboration solutions. Whatever your business dreams, we have the network and services to get you there. Segra, giving your business the freedom to grow today. Segra is a proud sponsor of the Loudoun United Football Club.
The players are taking the field at Segra Field in the penultimate weekend of USL Championship action. Delighted to bring in this one between Loudoun United and Detroit City FC. Let's show you the lineups entering this one. First up for the hosts, Loudoun United. The one change is up top. Tommy Williamson dropped down to the bench. Wesley Leggett, an opportunity for minute 1, leading this 4-5-1 formation for Ryan Martin.
Yeah, important game for Leggett up front to prove that he can be a goal scorer for coach Ryan Martin. Otherwise, it's that midfield 5, Roach is sitting deep, Landry and Turner pushing into the box, and out wide, the skills of Haggard and Jake Morris.
A trio of changes on the flip side for Detroit City. The biggest one potentially at right back, coming back from suspension, is Michael Bryant. He'll bring his experience and his just expertise down to that right back position.
Yeah, he replaces Jalen Robinson. Dominic Gasso's in as well, and so too Reese Williams, who we think will play down that left-hand side. Out are RM Bibut, the youngster, the 19-year-old on loan, and O'Neill Fisher. And also we think in a sort of a 4-5-1 shape with Ben Morris on his own up front.
We'll see how it breaks out in this one, but the teams have taken the field and we're ready, just about ready for kickoff in this one. In the center circle in the maroon will be Detroit City. Getting us going from right to left. Visitors, Loudoun United, in their white kits with the red stripes across the chest. They'll be heading from left to right as we get ourselves underway from Segra Field with Detroit City. We talked about it in the open. Feels like a must-win for Detroit, and they'll be very happy to know that actually, as things currently stand, they're now level on points with Miami, who are currently down 1-0. About a half hour into that one, Augie Williams scoring in the 7th minute for Charleston. We'll give you constant updates in that one as it continues to progress throughout.
Yeah, this is massive for Detroit. For Loudoun, their season's over in terms of the playoffs. It's not over in terms of players winning contracts for next season and impressing Ryan Martin and the new ownership.
This one played into the channel. Haggard trying to go for it. In the end, left out of play.
That's a tough defense that Detroit have. A little bit of staring down contest going there, but just to make the point, Loudoun United, they're playing for places and to impress the manager. But for Detroit City, this is an important game for them. Their final game is Pittsburgh at home, and that's the #1 team in the East. You don't want to be going into that game needing the points. If they can get 3 here today, and depending on other results, they could put themselves in a great position for the final day.
Ball lofted forward. Playing to the middle, be our first throw of the match for Detroit City. We've got our keys to the game as well, heading into this one. These brought to you by Country Buick GMC of Leesburg and Gary. Defensive set piece is the key for Loudoun, and just trying to increase expected goals, get better opportunities in front for Detroit City.
Yeah, absolutely. Ryan Martin saying that he's worried that when it comes to Detroit and their set pieces, they've got big guys at the back. Of course, the 3 big center backs, Carol Lewis and Amu Mensah, they're all fantastic when they get into the end of crosses. And for Detroit City, the last 3 games, the expected goals has been less than 1. Well, if you don't create the opportunity, you don't give the strikers much chance to score. So I'm sure that Trevor James is looking for a more positive performance from his midfielders in terms of chance creation.
Wild disparity in terms of results in their last 4 games. Just isolated on those, a 5-0 defeat, a 3-0 win, and then a pair of 3-0 defeats in their last 2 for Detroit City. This one played out, whipped into the box, a chance early on, potentially. They'll pass it out of the 18, and from outside the box, it goes well wide. It's one of those instances, Gary, we talked about expected goals, and that was probably a solid chance that they went kind of for a lower chance one outside the box. Jupe his shot going wide.
Yeah, well, it's got to be on target. These are the opportunities that I think probably drives Trevor James mad, is that, you know, from there you should be hitting target. Job's not under too much pressure. I'm not saying you should score, and that's a different story, but at least work Hugo Farreau, put it on target. Maybe he spills it, maybe Ben Morris can follow up, but if you can't hit target with no pressure on the edge of the box, then, you know, you're making it difficult for yourself. So, yeah, hopefully for Detroit City fans that improves, and of course Loudoun United fans watching, they're just hoping for it. Just a fun, positive performance, something to end the season at Segra Field with and give them hope for next season.
Haggard was fouled of a free kick. Their last win at home came all the way back on July 3rd against Hartford, the only team in the East below Loudoun. An opportunity to try and build into 2024, is Ryan Martin talking to him before this one. Their plan is to try and bring over more players, more continuity from year to year than they've had in years past. So this is really a chance for minutes, and a cool one potentially on the bench. Kwame Awua missed all of the season with an Achilles injury that he sustained in preseason. There's a plan to bring him on for this one, so these minutes are important for the development of the long term, but it's an interesting clash of long versus short-term goals for these 2 sides.
Yeah, it's always been a battle for Ryan Martin because his job has mostly been to bring young kids through on behalf of DC United, and this season has been a bit of a mixture of that. And he says, you know, with new ownership now, they're free to go next season and purchase who they want. And he intends to keep about 10 to 12, because if you look at good teams like Lou City and San Antonio, teams that perform, Sac Republic perform year in, year out, Pittsburgh, they keep a core roster that just takes all the ethics, the team ethics through when the new guys arrive.
There's shouts for a foul for Loudoun United, but none are answered. It's going to be a throw for Detroit. And again, Charleston with that lead. It's an important one elsewhere. We'll keep you updated throughout. That one will end about half an hour before ours will, as they are currently in the 32nd minute. Charleston up 1-0 over Miami.
Such an important result that for Detroit City fans, and no doubt Trevor James will have someone just whispering the score in his ear, because if Miami lose that one, it really does open the door. Of course, FC Tulsa, the other team that could still pip Detroit City.
And importantly, the head-to-head does veer in Detroit's favor. So currently, even with just this 0-0 and the point that Detroit currently have, they've leapfrogged them both on 38 points, but the head-to-head after a 2-1 win and a 0-0 draw, the results between Detroit City and Miami to this point. So obviously you prefer 3 points, because then it opens the door on the final day of the season where just 1 point gets you in, rather than needing potentially a full 3 if you're both at the same number of points. So
absolutely, absolutely. And you know, both Miami and FC Tulsa don't have gimme games necessarily on the final day. So you know, if they can get 3 points here, Trevor James, he'll think, you know what, that might be enough. And at least we have Pittsburgh at home. So at Keyworth, if they need to get another further point just to cement it, you've got to fancy them. You know, desperation, wonderful crowd they have there at Keyworth. We've got every chance.
Great opportunity in the box, one-on-one, between the legs, a fantastic finish. Maxi Rodriguez, exactly what Detroit City asked for to open this one. Positive feed from Ben Morris into him, and he kept his composure, putting it right between the legs of Hugo Farou.
That's much better from Detroit City, creating opportunities, getting ball in the box there. It's a lovely little ball through, as you say, from Ben Morris. Maxi Rodriguez just falling as he hits it, and he manages to put it straight through the legs of Hugo Farou. Not easy to do when you're falling. Gets an applause there from his manager, Trevor James. That's the way he wants to start the match. A little bit of a celebration there from Maxi Rodriguez, who has been one of the star players over the last couple of seasons for a DCFC. That's his 3rd goal, along with 3 assists. Such a crucial player, and could be such a crucial goal that sees him to the playoffs.
Just talking about that playoff picture, and this now boosting them 2 points clear of Miami as current results hold, but exactly the way they want to start this match. Try and further put down Loudoun United, a team that has struggled recently. They have a chance to try and push forward quickly after. Carroll heads it out of play.
The thing about Loudoun, they can score goals, but they concede a ton. They've conceded 17 more than Detroit have, so they've always been vulnerable at the back, and I think that's been the biggest frustration for Ryan Martin, not being able to hold on to leads. A number of occasions they've been up, and they were ahead against Lou City. They were level with Charleston and lost that. They're games where you should shut it out. You're in a good position. They can't do that, so that'll be good news for DCFC fans.
Attempted switch of play. Amu Mensah gets ahead to it. Was that a push from behind? It was. The foul will end the run for Reese Williams, who is playing in that left mid spot we expected him to come into the 11 to do. He's quite frustrated with that. We'll see it again. If this was a foul or not. Certainly was a bit of a push there, coming together. Referee agreeing that it was a foul.
Yeah, just that push with the arm. If you just lean in gently without shoving your arm out, you can sort of destabilize the opponent. But the moment you push out, it becomes very clear to the ref, and that's why the free kick was given.
Flag goes up. Neville flagged offside. It'll be a free kick for Detroit City. Now Detroit City, as we mentioned, coming off of a defeat last weekend at Indy 11. They were ahead of Miami entering that one, but Miami been in some good form themselves, climbing up the table. Means that as results hold, they're passing them, but entering today and this weekend, their playoff destiny has not been in their hands. All they can do is get 6 points from the final 2. Stephen Carroll, the man over this free kick, captain, making his 30th start of the campaign. That one too aggressive into the channel, trying one over the top for Morris. Got the speed to chase those down, but that one asking too much of him into the channel.
Yeah, tough start for Loudoun, but we have to bear in mind that this is still a young squad. Just looking at the lineup, every player, every outfield player, if you ignore the fact that Hugo Farou is 27, every other player is 25 or younger. I mean, that's still very impressive that this team are as good as they are. Of course, if you go across to Detroit City, Michael Bryan's 28, Matt Lewis 27, Stephen Carroll 29, Devon Amu-Mensah 27. Just their back four alone, they're all well over 25, and they have that experience, and that's what might change next year. You just wonder if Ryan Martin will bring in some older, more experienced players to balance the wonderful youth that he does have.
Foul committed. We have free kick for Detroit City. It's a great point you make, Gary, just the ages of these two groups, and also with a lot of players in the USL Championship having college experience. It's not a ton of pro years, so 25 to 28, it's only 3 years. That's a lot. It could be almost 50% more pro experience at that point, as well as just being in the prime physically of your age. Free kick in a pretty dangerous position. Set piece is a focus for Loudoun United. Some big bodies can be tossed forward to Detroit. Trying to get off to a great start in this one. Headed away, well dealt with. Just hooked forward, trying to avoid any further attacks, and Williams can slide it back to his goalkeeper, Steinwasser.
It was well dealt with by Loudoun. That was their fears. You mentioned in the keys rather, is the set pieces.
Nice flick on. Chance here. Jupe. Slide it back to Williams. He can eye a pass in the box. It's low. Awkward, but it's cleared high and dealt with. Abdoulaye Diop playing it off. That one just behind him, top of the box, but options forward. Possession high up the pitch. They've penned Loudoun United in. Williams to the byline. Neville puts a tackle in and does very well to kick it off of him. He's feeling the effects of the challenge. The referee will take a moment, but it's going to be a goal kick for Loudoun United. Well, Select is the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship and many elite leagues throughout Europe. Visit www.us.select-sport.com for the latest Select products, specials, and more. Select, the player's choice.
Just running that off Reece Williams, the tackle from Harvey Neville, who, for those who don't know, is Phil Neville, the former Inter Miami coach. It's his son, brought up through the Manchester United Academy, so you'd expect some good technique to come from Harvey Neville at right back.
Well taken down, played centrally. Chance now for Loudoun to stretch their legs and move forward. Neville on the overlap. Whipped in, dangerous. Oh, that one taking an awkward bounce, a difficult chance. The first shot by Loudoun United to put wide.
Haygot with the ball, just whipped in there so well, and Jake Morris coming in at the far post. These two are both new additions to the team. You can see they've made a big difference, make them so much more dangerous. That's the last thing that Detroit want, is to be pegged back, having got the 1-0 lead, but they brought in those two and Harvey Neville, and straight away, and since then, Loudoun have looked a really decent side.
Neville wins that one, but illegally done so against Williams.
Just to make the point, they lost 1-0 at Tampa Bay, Loudoun, but they put up a fight. Lost 2-1 at home to Lou City, and they were level at one stage. They drew 2-2 at home to Charleston Battery when they were leading. So those are three very good teams, and they've been right in the battle to the final whistle. So it's just a long way to go. If there's any Detroit fans who think this is done and dusted,
nope.
I suggest you
Nowhere
rethink.
They've given a game to a lot of very talented sides. Made things close and uncomfortable. That one really well taken. An important bit of recovery defense, and it's slid back to Farreau. Numbers committed forward for the press for Detroit. Standing off, but they do have a lot of maroon shirts up the pitch. One to Chase over the top. Well defended. Amu-Mensah can slide it forward. Here's Williams. Foot race against Haygot. His pass centrally. It's well taken, well turned. Landry turns over possession. One to Chase. Morris trying to put that touch out of his feet. Too heavy. all the way back to Farrow.
That's a pity for Ben Morris. He got behind the defender, and if he just manages to control that ball, he's through on Farrow, and that could have been a second for DCFC. Just his first touch letting him down.
Was that a foul? Referee says no, it was not. Left in a pile and beginning to get back to his feet. Here's Neville. Haggard back up after he was knocked down in a heavy tackle. Wasn't ruled a foul. Learman. His pass is intercepted. It's taken off by his opposite number, Carroll. Was he fouled from behind by Landry? He was. Wins the free kick. Definitely in range to try and serve one into the box if they want to offer numbers forward.
It's very clever there from Stephen Carroll. After he wins the ball, he's looking for options, doesn't see any, sees the defender coming up behind him, just steps across, puts his, see there, just steps across there, puts his body between defender and ball, wins the free kick. Job done. He can now step back, or he can even go in the box for the high ball if he wants, but that's the clever play that experience brings you.
That was Wesley Leggett, the man who committed the foul, rather. Goal scorer Maxi Rodriguez is over it, as is Abdoulaye Diop. Rodriguez to serve one in. Whipped into the box, headed away. We talked about it as a key. First few set pieces, they've been weathered very well by Loudoun. Here they turn the ball over. Diop will play it back to Steinwasser, and they'll try and progress from the back. Amu Mensah, Carroll. Rodriguez back to Carroll. Here's Amu Mensah, patient in the build-up from back to front. Switch of play there, a bit under hit. One back by Loudoun United. They've got some white shirts forward. They can try and commit numbers. Big sliding challenge, wins the ball, an important intervention. They can get right up and try and counter the other way. Williams. Well played. Here's Diop. Got an option to the right. Rodriguez, Morris making a run in the box. He's gonna have a shot. It's low, it's parried away. Clearance is further dealt with, it's knocked away.
A decent effort from Ben Morris. He was at a very tight angle and he had to sort of turn his body, but he forced Farrow into a save where he doesn't hold on to the ball, the goalkeeper, and you never know if you have a chance to follow that one up. So good play from DCFC. Just waiting for the big boys to come forward for the long throw here from Michael Bright.
They're forward, and Bryant can launch it into the box. Pass intercepted. Bryant. Diop. They're still committed forward. The header down. Haggard. It's a foot race for him. He's showing off his speed and ability to dribble forward. Amu Mensah gets there ahead of Leggett. Kicks it out. Throw in given.
That's the danger of Leggett. He's so good on the counter-attack, holding the ball, getting his body between defender and ball. He's going to be someone that Detroit City are going to have to watch very closely.
Morris switches play. Asks for it in the middle. Trying to turn. Knocked off of it. Appealing to the ref for a foul. Nothing given. Gasso taking it off of him. We'll play it out. Lofted forward, aiming for Morris. It's headed down. Wanda, Landry. Has it in his own corner defensively. Wins a throw for his side. Invited the pressure, but make sure he doesn't turn over possession.
You get the sense here that for Detroit City, a second goal is imperative because Loudoun can score. They've scored 8 more goals than Detroit have, which isn't necessarily saying a lot because Detroit are the lowest goal scorers in the USL, but they do have that ability up front. They've got Zach Ryan on the bench. He could come on for 30 minutes or so. So I think if you're Trevor James, you'd love a second goal just to be able to relax a little bit.
Got speed in the attack as well, able to go from back to front in a flash. This one aiming for Neville. Williams will go towards his own goal. No nonsense from Steinwasser. It's going to be a throw. It's caught by a fan. Acrobatically done so.
Sign him up. Next goalkeeper.
Final home match, of course, for Loudoun United here today. Neville clipping one centrally. There's Landry. Slides it back.
You mentioned Landry. He's one of those players, one of a couple of players that that Ryan Martin.
Yes.
Getting the Ryans mixed up there. Ryan Martin feels has had a really, really good season. Him and Bryce Washington, he said, were probably the 2 players that he feels have really progressed this year. So I assume they will get a renewed contract,
yes,
those 2 players at least.
They would love to continue that development moving into 2024. Landry becoming an even more enhanced box-to-box midfielder.
He did also say, Ryan Martin, that a couple of clubs, both in the States and overseas, were keeping an eye on Husso Landry, the lad from Ivory Coast. So perhaps there's a big money move, certainly big money in terms of Loudoun's budget, a big money move into Europe somewhere.
It's a tough balance to strike, isn't it, Gary, when you want to keep these talented players, when you develop them, they get some looks elsewhere, and that money could build up a few more Landrys that you can then foster up to the level that he's raised himself to.
Yeah, and I think virtually every USL club, that's an accepted fact that, you know, the manager says, I want to make you better and get a better club for you. It's a stepping stone, and every manager accepts that, and they want their players to go on and get not just a better life for themselves and a better contract abroad or at the MLS, but also big money for the club, as you say, quite rightly. Go and get a whole bunch of other talented youngsters, and that's the important part of this league. And what makes USL wonderful is how many talented players that come through the system.
Man on loan, Haggard. Sliding it back. Bit of a heavy touch. They get it off to Landry, the man we've been talking about. Neville. Morris on to the left. Fires at the feet of Haggard. Keeping the pressure up. Landry going to slide in, but Lee pulls his foot out. Haggard doesn't pull out. He goes in full-throated. That's going to be a throw, not for his side. He believed that it was supposed to be his. Referee disagreeing.
You got the tackle right. These days, you've got to be very careful with those tackles. If you mistime them, you can get yourself into all sort of trouble. But the latest player from USL to move abroad seems to be Milanolowski. He's going off to Denmark soon. And there's just been a steady stream of talent moving abroad year after year. 1 or 2 of them come back.
Indeed.
Ronaldo Damas, for example, back now with San Diego, left Orange County. It didn't quite work out for him. Forrest Lasso also went to Scandinavia, back with Tampa Bay. But at least these players know that there's a possibility of their dream of playing abroad coming true.
And it raises the rep of the league when they see, oh, this player used to play USL Championship, maybe I'll check that out. More successful transfers out of the league. While you lose that talent in league, certainly helps raise the rep globally. Loudoun United in possession here. Here's Rocha.
By the way, important player that is missing for Loudoun United. I've been very impressed with his Khalil El Medkar.
Yep.
Scored a ton of goals, a couple of golassos this season. I think the one at Pittsburgh, I remember, flying into the top corner from all of 25 yards out. He's missing. Jackson Hopkins has also been a big loss for them as a striker. And of course, Zach Ryan's been out a couple of games, but as mentioned, could come off the bench today.
Amu Mensah trying to keep the press up. It was a clever touch by Learman to evade his press. But of course, missing the 8 goals of El Medkar, and just his game-changing quality from that left wing is a massive detriment for Loudoun, and it will make the job that much easier for Detroit City to try and see out this lead that they've got, courtesy of Maxi Rodriguez early on in this one. Intercepted. Kawanda returns the favor. Fullback winning it back. Just to keep you updated for the Miami result. Halftime there. Charleston still up 1-0. So as results currently hold, Detroit taking a 2-point lead into that 8th and final playoff spot. Now will be entering the final weekend of the season. Foul committed, and it's going to be Loudoun with it. That one's a foul from behind by Amu Mensah. Maybe a chance to toss some numbers forward. A free kick in a very promising position.
Jake Morris winning the free kick, and they've just brought something special. Jake Morris and Harvey Neville on the ball. Chris Haygarth, a bit of aggression. In many matches I've watched Loudoun, and I think Ryan Martin himself has admitted it, they get bullied a lot, and that's why they always sort of concede towards the end as the opposition come for them. Well, since these 3 players have arrived, they've sort of thrown their weight around as well. They picked up a few yellow cards, but they've shown some fight, and I think that'll please their coach.
Neville and Morris over it. It'll be Neville to hit. Curls it in. Headed away. Clever drop of the shoulder. It stood up. Blocked, though. Haygarth has that one blocked, and feeling the effects of the block. Need a moment to pause, but it's going to be a corner kick for Loudoun United.
Referee just making sure that, I think as Michael Bryant took it to the face, making sure there's no concussion issues. That's good refereeing from Jeremy Shear.
Neville had the delivery for the free kick a moment ago. He has the corner kick now. To the back post, headed up. Headed up again. Steinwasser will go high and claim it. That one did go out of play. Big goal kick.
Nate Steinwasser, what a good goalkeeper he has been for Detroit City. Absolutely fantastic, making a ton of good saves throughout the season. And one of the reasons why they're still in with a playoff chance. Ryan Shallow did get a couple of games, a few games back, when Steinwasser was, I think, either ill or slightly injured. And he also was very impressive, Ryan Shallow. So 2 really good goalkeepers there for Trevor James.
Similar situation to Loudoun United, obviously. Dane Jackaman, Hugo Farreau, pair of good choices. Obviously Farreau, the man who's got the responsibility between the sticks here today. Amu Mensah clattered into a big coming together between him and Morris. It's going to be a free kick, and we can see it again as the 2 players just come together. Nods it past his opponent. Morris taking him out. Carroll going forward. That one's going to break kindly. What a shot. Oh, just wide in a flash. They went forward. Ben Morris, the right-footed volley, just wide of goal. A really tough effort to take. But he did very well to hold off the center back and make the space for himself.
That's why he's their top goal scorer. He has that instinct. That one, you're right, just missing literally by inches. Hugo Farreau only too happy to see that one go past his far post, because very difficult to get across there if that's on target. That's the threat that Ben Morris provides. He, until he had some very serious injuries, it was a real prospect. England U19s he played for. He played for Ipswich. And then he got a couple of terrible, I think it was cruciate injuries twice, not once. And now he's trying to rebuild his football career, and we wish him all the best.
He had the assist for the opener here today. Ben Morris did. It's one high up the field by Detroit City. Maxi Rodriguez fouled. Great turn, top of the box. Free kick, prime shooting range. Turned that one very, very well. The man who's got the goal already today. A chance to try, probably after the half-hour mark, try and up things.
Got a couple of good options on the edge of the box. Also just wonder whether a little chip in might do the trick. Is it going to be over the wall and test the goalkeeper? Hugo Farreau just lining up his wall. You normally have one player outside, so you line one up with the wall and you have one on the outside, a couple on the inside. Could be also a cross into the likes of Carroll or Matt Lewis, Devon Amu-Mensah.
Rutz, he'll go towards goal, it's blocked. Jupe picks it up, slides back. Gasso, here's Williams. Center back still forward, so Williams going to probe one towards the box. Well claimed, well tossed out to quickly get the counter going. Landry trying to just scoop that one into the path. Looked to be Morris out of play.
Difficult one to do. He had a full 360 there to find the direction of Jake Morris. Just wonder if he couldn't have held it up. Maybe laid it square to somebody else to play that pass into Jake Morris. And also just questioning Detroit City. Once the ball hit the wall, why not get straight back in? But they played it all the way back, and then it's a long straight ball, which was easy for the goalkeeper, so the opportunity lost.
While talk about defensively, set piece is important for Loudoun United. They've done well in that regard. Delivery hasn't been of the highest quality for Detroit as of yet to really punish or offer an opportunity for the center backs to attack.
And if that's one of your strengths, then the quality of the ball in is so important.
Yep.
That last free kick, a shot, the wall blocks it. I'm thinking, well, why not chip it over the wall and give your big centre halves a real chance? Because they are tough, those lads, you know. And if you give them the ball in the box, they might not score, but they might knock it down and give Ben Morris a chance to toe poke the ball in the back of the net. Steve Carroll, in particular, holds the record for the longest tenured captain in Detroit history. Been around a long, long time. It's his 7th year with the club.
He's been through the club, through a lot of big moments. Important catch by Steinwash to prevent the corner. From 2017 till now, seen a lot of development and improvement from the club. Rising through the ranks, obviously now a full-fledged professional side. Landry wins it high up the field. 2 with him, rolls it off, Leggett parried over Steinwasher. Very important save from him. They're appealing for offsides. They aren't answered. Would have counted, but it's saved for a corner.
Who's for Landry doing so well to win that ball off Reese Williams. That shot there, could it have been a little bit wider? I mean, he's got some power on it, Leggett, but it's straight at the goalkeeper. If he could just have bent it a little bit to the goalkeeper's left as we're looking, he might have got himself a cracking goal there.
Neville. High to the back post, headed down into the chest of Steinwasher.
Important for Wesley Leggett to impress here. As we said at the start of the match, Ryan Martin specifically said, I want to see what he can do up front. He put Tommy Williamson on the bench. And he said, let's see if he can score the goals. And he's looking for goal scorers. Maybe he feels that the Zach Ryans of the world might move on to bigger clubs and that he needs himself a regular goal scorer up front. Well, question is there. Wesley Leggett at 22. Can you take the opportunities? And that one he had a minute ago was a really good chance. It's the sort of goal that I feel El Medcar might have finished, because he's finishing again. Some of the shots he's hit and has a real sense of getting it wide of the goalkeeper and into the back of the net. And, I think they're going to miss him here today, Loudoun.
Leggett with a pair of goals across the campaign. 8 for El Medcar. Guy was just clinical in front of goal. Really confident, capable in that area. Morris, clever touchdown for Jupe. He can move things out to the right-hand side. Rutz is making himself an option to slow things down. Gasso. Lewis plays to Carroll. Really well done clearance. It actually turned into a great opportunity. Here's Morris sprinting to get back into the action. Important sliding challenge. Haggard was going for it, as was Maxi Rodriguez. Rodriguez won the ball. It's a nutmeg. Morris holds off Amu Mensah, top of the 18. Cleared away. It's foul committed.
I'm not so sure that's a foul, really. It's just a coming together of players. Aidan Roach is saying it's shoulder to shoulder. It certainly looked like that. Maybe a fortuitous foul for Job, but it's a chance for DCFC just to sort of slow things down. Again, the danger always is that this Loudoun team can pop up with a goal. They have all the talent. And just proof again that no doubt Trevor James is looking for a second, even a third goal.
Yeah. Just
to make sure that they've got these 3 points in the bag. That's how important these points are for Detroit City.
Carroll, lofting one to the right-hand side, headed away. Important headed ball back. Gasso trying one. Both Rodriguez and Morris the target of the pass. It's cleared out, throw. Such a threat, the long throw that Bryant possesses, because it turns any throw-in from the top of the box to the byline into a set piece where you can just toss some numbers forward.
Absolutely, especially if they can get the flick on here from the throw-in.
Bryant, it's lofted in, headed away, tall header. Stopping that flick on that you mentioned, referee blowing for a foul. Don't miss a minute of the action in 2023, whether your club is on the road or at home. Catch nearly every second of USL Championship action on ESPN+, the home to the USL, La Liga, the Bundesliga, UFC, and more. Sign up today at plus.espn.com. Learman to Washington. Morris, slight push in the back, we could see it from here. Gasso feeling the effects. Referee, a quick word.
There's not much in it, but it's quite clear that he's pushed him there, Chris Haggard.
Yep.
So, you know, those are the sort of things you want to try and avoid. It's just an easy one for the ref to stop and give you a lecture now. If you do something again in the next, short while, then it will be a yellow card. And you'll see here, it's just hands-on unnecessarily. And there wasn't much, to be honest.
Yeah.
But, players feel that and go down because they know they're going to get the free kick and they know they're going to get you into trouble. So you've got to be a little bit sort of clever with where you put your hands on the opponents.
Could say that was a pretty vet move from Gasso, despite being just 19 years of age. Jupe trying the ball down. Mensah steaming forward, but Neville puts a foot through it. He's going to be out for a throw. Dominic Gasso signing the longest deal in club history until 2027. Options for 2026, 2027, the next 2 years guaranteed. It was an important thing for Trevor James to just ensure his long-term future for the talented youngster. You see him at the bottom of your screen. He's grown into his role in the 18, starting here today, making his 7th start of the campaign. Throw for Loudoun. Just tossed aside. Bryant can just prod this forward. Powerful dribbling, kicks it off Kawanda, and it's a throw.
I think quite a few attacks coming down that right-hand side for DCFC, and one of the issues Ryan Martin mentioned was that Abdul Kawanda is playing as a left-back when he's not really a left-back. He's more of a, possibly a defensive midfielder, he said, but a couple of left-backs they've had have moved up to the DC United squad, so they could be a little bit vulnerable down that flank.
Bryant with the long throw in. Appeals for handball, but it sits up kindly. And it is a penalty in the end. A bit of a delayed whistle, but it will be a point to the spot and a golden opportunity for Detroit to double the lead. Let's see that again. It was pretty quick how that one came about. Let's try and see if we can catch a good angle of it. Looks like it hit a hand.
Yeah, they won the flick on, and we said if you win the flick on at the first ball, then all sorts of things can happen. There's the flick on one, and then
blocked by the body of Learman, but it looks like it did hit the hand of Aiden Rocha.
There's not much, you know, when you're that close and the person in front of you gets a flick on, you maybe can't get your hands out the way. And that's credit to DCFC for winning that first ball and creating the confusion in the box.
Well, that long throw has panned out with the best opportunity of the match. And a chance for Maxi Rodriguez to double his goal tally on the day and double the lead. Hugo Farreau, the man between the sticks, to try and block it. Rodriguez for the second, buries it. On the doorstep of halftime, Detroit City doubled their lead and put themselves in a great spot to get a vital 3 points in the playoff picture.
That's a good finish from Maxi Rodriguez. I think it goes right down the middle here as Hugo Farreau goes to the goalkeeper's left-hand side. Let's have a look. There's the flick on. There's the handball. The head and hand sort of go towards. Everyone appeals on the Detroit side, and it did seem to hit Aiden Rocha's hand. Up steps Maxi Rodriguez for his second. Sort of goes down the middle. Goalkeeper having already committed to go to the goalkeeper's left-hand side. So, two crucial goals for Maxi Rodriguez, and all of a sudden, I reckon the DCFC fans watching are beginning to sigh a big relief there, and 3 points, not in the bag yet, but well on their way to securing them.
Doubling the lead, probably doubles the security and the level of relief felt by DCFC fans. Rodriguez had 2 goals entering today. He's got 2 today. Oh man, that one just put over. Jupe winning that high up the field, trying to get a third. Wouldn't have seen the match out before halftime, but that was well won high up the field.
He's got a hit target from there. It's fantastic work from Job to actually get the ball, but then make the goalkeeper work, hit the target, you get a third here. It really is game, set, and match. You won't get many better chances than that from all of sort of 15 yards out. Job did so well to win it, but the final product, not good enough.
Just a few minutes until we hit stoppage time and then halftime. Landry brings it in. Here's Neville. It's an important moment for the goal to be scored. It really kind of kills off the slow momentum that Loudoun was developing throughout the match. Jope, referee might play advantage. Williams has a foot put in, and it's won back by Loudoun United. Amu Mensah sprints back into position. Landry. Cleared by Amu Mensah.
It's interesting, isn't it, that we come back to our keys of the game. What Ryan Martin said, he was concerned about set pieces, and throw-ins are part of that. And they've conceded the second from an exact situation. Got to win that first ball, and they were unable to. And once that flick-on comes in, then it's difficult to control what happens after that. An unfortunate handball there for Aiden Rocha, or by Aiden Rocha.
The other thing you wanted to see, Gary, was improved expected goals for Detroit City. They got 1.29. They've broken past that one barrier.
Wow.
They've got 2 actual ones here today.
That is fantastic.
That one might break kindly. Sliding intervention blocked the first one and stood back up to make another important challenge. Really good defensive work by Lewis. Last-ditch stuff. They would love to keep it at 2-0. Keep things clean before the break.
I think this is a situation the DCFC quite enjoy. Being a couple of goals up, they've got such good centre halves in Matt Lewis and Stephen Carroll. They can deal with the big balls into the box. They can be defensively strong in front.
Nice dribbling forward, breaking through some lines of press. Tackle is well done, though.
Yeah, Dominic Gasso coming in with a tackle, and as I said, that's what they're good at, is taking this pressure, defending really well, giving you very, very little. They all put in a shift, and with a 2-goal lead, you've got to fancy Detroit City here in this situation.
Harvey Neville looking at his options. Landry. Rocha, eager to amend for, I'm not sure if you call it a mistake with the handball. It was unfortunate for him. Love to try and bring one back from his side. Switched out, far side. Agard, moving in field. He switched from the right wing to the left wing. Scooped into the box. Steinwasser catches.
Difficult to break them down, Detroit City. Everybody was back behind the ball there, just denying Haygaard any space in which to work. Harvey Neville was on the right-hand side in a bit of space, but instead they went into the box. Just made it very easy for Nate Steinwasser. Just put the ball up with height on it. Goalkeeper just gathered it up.
Foul committed. Free kick for Detroit City. Just 1 minute of additional time at the end of the 45. Overall, Gary, I have to imagine your thoughts going to be mostly positive for Detroit. A few negativities for Loudoun.
Yeah, it's tough for Loudoun. We know they concede way too many goals, and they haven't. But the problem is they haven't really created much on the other end. They haven't tested Steinwasser enough, given the talent they have going forward with Haygaard, Morris, and Husso Landry from midfield and Leggett up front. I think that'll bother Ryan Martin. He knows that defensively they've never been tight this season, but they haven't created much, haven't caused DCFC too many problems. And yes, for the visitors, fantastic first half. Exactly what Trevor James would have wanted. He needs and wants these 3 points, and they're well on the way to getting them. And they're experienced enough to know how to defend a lead as well.
Ball into the box, headed away. We're nearing the final moments of this first half. Will there be one last opportunity to try and make it a third? Knocked up high, and that will do it for our first 45 minutes between Loudoun United and Detroit City. It's exactly what Detroit City are looking for, and a vital one. 3 points could push them that much closer to the playoff line into 8th, and 2 first-half goals pushing them in exactly the right direction. Maxi Rodriguez, a first-half brace, an incredibly impressive performance from him. Had 2 entering today, has 2 on the day, and he's on some hat-trick watch entering the second 45 minutes. We'll see what happens after this halftime break between Loudoun United and Detroit City. Exactly what the visitors would have wanted up to this point. We got some USL content from you across the country coming up during the break. Stick around for us on ESPN+, but at the break, it's Loudoun United 0 and Detroit City 2.
Business today is fast, unpredictable, always changing. Shifting trends and technologies are pushing aside old rules. The unexpected is the new normal. Segra is here to help you get what's next with our best-in-class connectivity, cybersecurity, cloud, and collaboration solutions. Whatever your business dreams, we have the network and services to get you there. Segra, giving your business the freedom to grow today. Segra is a proud sponsor of the Loudoun United Football Club.
You need on-the-go convenience. Novex Smart Hub delivers. Pay your electric bills, view your energy use, report an outage, and receive alerts regarding your account. With Smart Hub, use your credit card with no processing fees. Level out your monthly electric bills by enrolling in budget billing through Smart Hub. Easily access it through Novex mobile app or at novec.com. You're on the go. Novex Smart Hub goes with you.
Let's go!
Betfred's been taking bets for 55 years. We're so good at it, our staff thought they could still play the beautiful game. They were wrong.
Fred's doubling and tripling the price when your first goal scorer drops 2 or 3 goals. And with Fred, every 10th bet is on us.
We'll stick to taking bets. Because nobody does bonuses like Betfred.
More bonuses, more bets. Betfred.
Business today is fast, unpredictable, always changing. Shifting trends and technologies are pushing aside old rules. The unexpected is the new normal. Segra is here to help you get what's next with our best-in-class connectivity, cybersecurity, cloud, and collaboration solutions. Whatever your business dreams, we have the network and services to get you there. Segra, giving your business the freedom to grow today. Segra is a proud sponsor of the Loudoun United Football Club.
Back at Segra Field for halftime. Loudoun United 0, Detroit City 2. An important 3 points could be won by Detroit City depending on the second 45. We're in halftime. It's been a great game so far, and a look forward to next season is definitely the focus for Loudoun United right now. Going to be a very exciting season, and Loudoun United FC 2024 season tickets are on sale now, and we're giving our fans a chance to win 2 tickets free on us. Enter the sweepstakes for a chance to win 2 sideline tickets for the 2024 season, valued at $650. The sweepstakes close soon, and visit loudoununitedfc.com to enter today. We can flash back to our midweek highlights that got week 31 underway. First off, an important one, Hartford taking on Rio Grande Valley. Rio Grande Valley trying to stay alive in the playoff push, while Hartford, bottom of the league, it's a 2-2 draw.
Yep, Prince Sadie with the opener in the 5th minute, and Francois, a pretty lucky one there, comes off the defender's leg and just chips right over the goalkeeper. So distraught there for Hartford, but they did come back eventually to get the draw. So it was 2-1 to RGV after that, and then up steps Sadie with a penalty to equalize again in the 35th minute. So a point apiece for Hartford and RGV.
Had big playoff implications, helped guarantee some playoff spots. Still on the outside looking at Rio Grande Valley. El Paso taking on San Diego. No goals in this one, ended in a 0-0 stalemate.
Yeah, Navarro with the ball in there to Sunupe and couldn't finish that off. El Paso, look, a point's not bad, but they're hanging on to a playoff place at the moment.
They've got some important matches going around elsewhere. Oakland trying to surpass them. Their ability to pass Colorado Springs into 6th place quickly going away. That one, though, offsides, the most important moment of the game, ruled out by the assistant referee. That one, a great save, one-on-one, just to keep things at 0-0. It's one of those matches where now they're able to get a point, but maybe a point, just kind of a nice boost towards the end of the season. And this one, Gary, we had the pleasure of being on the commentary for this one. Orange County taking on Oakland Roots.
That's a fantastic header back by Hackshaw, and Palais gives Oakland Roots the early lead, but a trip on Brian Olowski, up steps brother Milan and tucks that one away. And they had a spell of 10 minutes. They had the corner, the keeper misses a Blanchette, and Thomas Among sticks in the back of the net just before half-time. And then a few minutes after half-time, Brian Olowski, what a good finish. And it was a good win there for Orange County, their first in 5 games.
Indeed, a great way to get the week started on Wednesday. We've got more halftime content to come for you on the other side of this break. Some news and notes from around the league as these 2 games getting us underway. Some important results across the country. We'll get you caught up on those in just a moment. Halftime, Loudoun 0, Detroit City 2.
We all have goals. But let's be honest. Most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Betfred's been taking bets for 55 years. We're so good at it, our staff thought they could still play. They were wrong.
Fred's doubling the price when your first touchdown scorer scores 2. And with Fred, every 10th bet is on us.
We'll stick to taking bets. Because nobody does bonuses like Betfred.
More bonuses, more bets. Betfred.
It is halftime in the final match in Loudoun County of 2023. Currently, the score of the visitors up 2-0 at the break. An important 3 points for Detroit City potentially coming in. We'll give you the context for that in just a moment. Some news and notes around the league, though. First, to get ourselves underway as we continue our halftime segment here. Albert Dikwa leading the USL Championship Golden Boot race at 19 goals. Just 1 week left for him to hold that top spot. Big-time history was made when Davian Kimbrough became the youngest American soccer player to ever make his pro debut at just 13 years, 7 months, and 13 days old. And we are just 7 days away from the end of the USL Championship regular season. That title game coming on November 12th on ESPN2. And our scoreboard, you saw the highlights from Wednesday, a 2-2 draw between Rio Grande Valley and Hartford, a 0-0 draw between El Paso and San Diego, and a big-time win, Orange County taking down Oakland, and importantly, Charleston, Miami. It's 1-1 after a 56-minute penalty from Miami has been converted. So that point, important for Miami in a very tight race. And we've got more coming up here later tonight on ESPN+. Some big-time games here. Gary, anything catching your eye in terms of what we've got coming up later tonight?
Wow, it's a good match between Orange County and San Antonio. Some of the top teams in the West. Phoenix Rising and New Mexico United need a result. They're just outside of the top 8. Same for RGV there. El Paso hanging on. I mean, at this stage of the season, Tulsa, which is very important here for the DCFC fans, they'll be hoping that Indy 11 can get a result there at Tulsa. And Oakland Roots also desperate to make those playoff places in the West. Some great games coming up later tonight. We've got a great one, though, here on hand at Segra Field. Loudoun looking for a response. We'll see what changes are made at halftime by Ryan Martin to try and come back from this 2-0 deficit. One last break, and then on the other side of that, we've got your first half highlights and stats, and then second half between Detroit City and Loudoun, where it's currently 2-0 Detroit.
Business today is fast, unpredictable, always changing. Shifting trends and technologies are pushing aside old rules. The unexpected is the new normal. Segra is here to help you get what's next with our best-in-class connectivity, cybersecurity, cloud, and collaboration solutions. Whatever your business dreams, we have the network and services to get you there. Segra, giving your business the freedom to grow today. Segra is a proud sponsor of the Loudoun United Football Club. Business today is fast, unpredictable, always changing. Shifting trends and technologies are pushing aside old rules. The unexpected is the new normal. Segra is here to help you get what's next with our best-in-class connectivity, cybersecurity, cloud, and collaboration solutions. Whatever your business dreams, we have the network and services to get you there. Segra, giving your business the freedom to grow today. Segra is a proud sponsor of the Loudoun United Football Club. Business today is fast, unpredictable, always changing. Shifting trends and technologies are pushing aside old rules. The unexpected is the new normal. Segra is here to help you get what's next with our best-in-class connectivity, cybersecurity, cloud, and collaboration solutions. Whatever your business dreams, we have the network and services to get you there. Segra, giving your business the freedom to grow today. Segra is a proud sponsor of the Loudoun United Football Club. Business today is fast, unpredictable, always changing. Shifting trends and technologies are pushing aside old rules. The unexpected is the new normal. Segra is here to help you get what's next with our best-in-class connectivity, cybersecurity, cloud, and collaboration solutions. Whatever your business dreams, we have the network and services to get you there. Segra, giving your business the freedom to grow today. Segra is a proud sponsor of the Loudoun United Football Club.
Nearing the end of halftime, Loudoun 0, Detroit City 2. Been a great first 45 minutes, especially for the visitors. Their 3 points currently pushing them from 9th into 8th, the final spot in the playoff race in the East, pending live results. We can see those halftime highlights, though. And what's gotten us to this point, Gary, it was a fantastic start for Detroit City. Early on in this one, just the 6th minute of the match, it's going to be a nice bit of progression, and it was a great move that led to this first goal that I believe we'll be seeing right here.
Yeah, the ball's going to come to Ben Morris here, and he just puts it right back into Maxi Rodriguez's path. And as he's falling, he strikes the ball, perhaps a touch like it went through the goalkeeper's legs. Maybe he meant to do it, which is something if he's falling, but yes, does pick his spot perfectly. Trevor James delighted with that early goal.
That was exactly what they would have wanted to open things up. 32nd minute now, jumping on a bit later into this one. This is going to be well won high up the field by Loudoun United. A great chance by Wesley Leggett. Good save, though, by Steinwasser.
Yeah, it's a ball straight at the goalkeeper. You expect Steinwasser to save it. He does well. He's very quick to get his hands to it, but just felt Leggett could have done a little bit more with that. And then the penalty, they win the first touch from the throw-in, and with that it hits Aidan Roach's hand. Not much he can do to pull his hands away. He tries to head the ball away. They get the penalty, and up steps Maxi Rodriguez to stick it right down the middle. As Farrow goes to his left, it goes down the middle, and it's a 2-0 lead for Le Rouge.
Detroit City up 2-0. You mentioned the most important stat. These stats brought to you by Betfred. 2 goals on 7 shots. Possession swinging Loudoun's way, but Detroit City, they're stout defensively. They won't be too disappointed by that.
Yeah, and if I can add expected goals to that, it's 0.43 for Loudoun. It's 1.35 for Detroit City. So much better. Last 3 games they haven't got above 1. Now they have, but they're going to finish off the job in the second half. Loudoun are so dangerous in attack, and they've got some great options on the bench.
And coming on now at halftime will be Tommy Williamson. Try and shake things around for Loudoun United. You can see him right there, the number 9. He'll be coming onto the pitch. 5 goals, 2 assists on the season, making his 31st appearance for Loudoun United. Teams will be flipping sides, heading from right to left in their white kits with the red stripes on the chest. Will be Loudoun United heading from right to left, and in the maroon from left to right. The visitors, who currently have a 2-0 lead, trying to hold on to that with all their might. Waiting for the whistle from Jeremy Shear to get us back underway for this second 45 minutes. We'll update you. Miami still 1-1 between them and Charleston. So as results currently hold, it's Detroit in 8th with 40 points, and in 9th, Miami with 39 points. We're back underway, second 45 minutes. See Jake Morris, the man who made way. Substitutions are presented by Segra. That one being Williamson on for Morris.
Just wondering if they're going to go 4-4-2 with Leggett and Williamson up front, or whether they will bring Leggett a little bit wide and keep their sort of 4-5-1 shape.
At least in the current moment, Williamson dragged out wide to the left, but we'll see how it continues to progress over the rest of the second half. Jack Edwards and Gary Bailey here with you in the broadcast booth. Delighted to be here as Detroit City are putting themselves in a fantastic spot to at least maintain relevance in the final weekend. There was an elimination scenario. It was a Miami win, and a defeat for them would have knocked themselves out of the playoff picture. Kawanda to the feet. Haggard. Landry. Williamson. His pass under hit, but it'll come back to him. Haggard. Bit of trickery. Going towards the byline, firing one in. It's blocked, knocked away. Corner kick early on for Loudoun, who have had much of the ball to start the second half.
Yeah, Bryant with a good block there of that cross, and again, just shows you Chris Haggard, a lot of skills on that left-hand side. Going forward, Loudoun will continue to be a threat to DCFC. As mentioned before, they're a very solid team when it comes to defending normally, are Le Rouge.
Neville to take the corner kick to the back post. It's high, it's not fully dealt with, might sit up. The shot's miss-hit, and it's cleared. Hooked away by Detroit City. Wanda goes all the way back to his keeper.
Just wondering how DCFC are going to play the second half at 2-0 up. Don't think they're going to sit back. I think they're going to want to keep the pressure on.
That's a poor header. Invited a bit of pressure. That's a big call right there. And it's actually going to be a dive going against Loudoun United. A massive call being made. Wesley Leggett is booked for diving.
Wow, that is a big call, because as soon as he's gone down, because Nate Steinwasser hasn't got the ball, something, and that's a definite pen. And let's see if the referee's got it spot on. Was there any contact at all?
Ooh.
I don't know. I thought there might have been.
That looks like there's contact. Whether that's not a penalty, there's certainly contact.
There's contact there.
So is that then a penalty, Gary? I feel like we can agree it's harsh on it being a yellow for simulation. Is that a penalty?
Given the fact that we can see it in slow-mo, then yes, it's a penalty. But bear in mind the referee, Jeremy Shear, gets one quick look at this. We weren't sure. I had no clue. I thought it was, but I could have been wrong. The referee gets to see it. There wasn't much of a touch. And that's what maybe made him think that Wesley Leggett had dived. But when you look at it, it was in fact contact. And, you know, if there was VAR, put it that way, it would have been overturned and it would have been a penalty.
Aiden Rocha was booked for his protests after the fact. He was also very frustrated with the penalty that went against him in the first half. So a combination of decisions against Loudoun United. That one, probably the biggest of the match, going against them. Leggett, his cross blocked, corner kick given. Very animated Ryan Martin.
I mean, the bottom line is, and he's right to be angry, it's just that the referee gets a split second to make a decision, and it's so difficult to see exactly what goes on, but you can understand why Ryan Martin's upset.
Rocha, ball in, headed away. Loudoun United would be, no, it's put wide by Landry. Try and channel this anger and frustration into a positive force for good. And yeah, it's probably especially bitter in the mouth for Loudoun United, where not just a no call against you for the penalty, it's just there was a yellow card for your player for simulation when there was contact. And obviously incredibly hard to make as a decision for a referee.
And also lucky for that man there, Nate Steinwasser, he's come for the ball, got nowhere near it.
Yeah.
And he would have had to have held his hands up a little bit and said, sorry, that's partly on me. And he gets away with that one. So sometimes you need a bit of luck, and maybe for DCFC, they've had the luck in that particular call. Now they've got to use that. They've got to make sure they hold on to this lead, because Loudoun United are beginning to grow in confidence here.
They really are. Moving forward is Haggard. Clever bit of movement here. It's blocked and it's going to spin. Took an awkward bit of spin, actually, and allowed Rodriguez to get onto it. His pass, though, did find Morris, but played back. Feels like a Loudoun goal could just give them the bounce of confidence they need to push further into this one. But if Detroit can get a third, that might kill off this brief resurgence. So we'll see if there is another goal in this one. And who it goes to will have massive consequence. Down the touchline for Morris to chase. It's too far for him. It's played back by Learman.
It's a huge call, isn't it? And again, Jeremy Shear, you fully understand why he thought there was a dive. But if that penalty is given, and assuming that it's tucked away, 2-1, it's a different story. Right now, Loudoun would be tails up, flying at Detroit City. Instead, that 2-goal gap, it's still a fairly comfortable situation for the visiting team.
Pass is blocked. Chance for Williams to try and sprint and create some chaos. His pass is blocked. Cole Turner played that one up. Foul committed. Bryant felt he got the ball, but it was not given. The referee, that was a great, quickly taken free kick, but it was too far ahead. They'll pull it back and be taken in the proper spot, I should say.
There's definitely a better approach from Loudoun in the second half. No doubt a stern talking to from Ryan Martin, because they are a talented squad, especially with the addition of these three players that have come in. And we mentioned, although one's already gone off, but staying on the pitch, Chris Haggard and Harvey Neville, and the opportunity to bring Zach Ryan, the top goal scorer, on for the last 30 minutes or so. It's still a lot of work here for DCFC to do before they walk away with all 3 points.
Ryan a bit limited fitness-wise, and while these are important moments to continue the development of the club for 2024, also don't want to risk long-term health for a match where they can't move up from 11th or down from 11th, to be quite honest.
DCFC have got a couple of options as well on the bench. I mean, if they need goals, not that they do, but they might want to get that third one. Bibout, the youngster, the 19-year-old on loan. Dario Suarez, Brett Levi's, who out wide is a really useful player. So no doubt Trevor James also looking at the clock, just wondering when he should bring on some fresh legs.
Was that a push from behind? It was on Leggett. He has to be careful with his frustrations. He was booked a few moments ago for simulation. A call that Gary and I agree, while very hard to make, probably the wrong one made by the referee. unexpected bit of luck, though, across the course of a season. Detroit City, that's a kind of call that could be playoff defining either way. Just an update on the score. Charleston won, Miami won, 78th minute. So that one rapidly moving towards its conclusion.
And that would mean in the live table that Detroit City are currently on 40 points, Miami 39, Tulsa yet to play this evening 36, even with a win.
Yep.
If this result holds and if Miami's hold, then DCFC would be in that final 8th spot, 1 point clear of Miami and Tulsa going into the final game of the season, which then obviously puts Detroit City in the driving seat. A win against Pittsburgh, and they're definitely through into the playoffs. But a win against Pittsburgh is
easier said than done.
Yeah, I'm going to say there's not been too many of those this season.
Yellow card given to Rodriguez, bringing down Landry. He'll be the first Detroit player to enter the pocket of Jeremy Shear. Match developing a bit of a chippy edge. As you see, just a bit of a tug at the hips, and then the slide challenge in there. May have gotten the ball, but a combination of the two leads to a yellow card.
Yeah, I think the second part he probably gets away because he won the ball cleanly, but the first one there was a tug, and referee had enough. Jeremy Shear.
Washington.
They had a red card 2 games ago with Michael Bryant, so they don't want Maxi Rodriguez to end up getting sent off in a match which is such a crucial one, and they're sitting in such a good position, DCFC, thanks to a lucky penalty call, as well as 2 well-taken goals from Maxi Rodriguez. So when you're in that good a situation, you want to make sure that you see it through to its conclusion and you go home with the 3 points safely tucked up in your pocket.
Detroit City have no players currently pending yellow card suspension due to accumulation. Cole Turner for Loudoun United, if he gets 1 more yellow card, he'll miss the final match of the season, that one being on the road at Rio Grande Valley. Playing forward, Williams. It'll spin. Rodriguez. Carroll to Lewis. He's going to try one long. It's knotted down. Feeling the effects of that challenge. Didn't win the ball. Connor Rutz, he needs a moment. We'll see if play will continue or if they're going to pause things. They're going to go long. Rutz looking to be preparing to get back up and moving. Haggard. That's a great switch of play. Oh, said that too soon. Just ahead of Neville. Right idea. Just too strong. Ended up curving away from his right back.
Yeah, Detroit defense holding out. They're doing their work in midfield. They're closing down when they need to. And they have to. They've conceded 11 goals in their last 4 games. It took them 9 games to concede 11 at the start of the season. Now in the last 4, they've conceded 11. So it really hasn't been a great last few games. Got an absolute thumping at Phoenix, and Colorado put 3 past. Indy put 3 past, and could have been more, but for Nate Steinwasser. So important that this defense holds solid. Interesting, they only conceded 3 goals in a game once last season. Well, they've done it 6 times already this season. So not quite the defensive strength that they have shown in previous seasons. But right now, their focus just purely on getting away with these 3 points and getting themselves in a great position for the final match of the season.
Lofted forward. Haggard. It's taken off of him by Williams, out for a throw. And then we have an important update elsewhere. I believe Miami has taken the lead against Charleston 2-1. This one actually a poor pass. Might break kindly. A tackle actually put in by Farrow. Turned out to be a great one. Kicked it up off of Rodriguez, which you can see in the top right of your screen. A huge change of pace. Miami 2, Charleston 1. They've taken the lead.
It's Michael Salazar who's got that in the 80th minute.
Yeah, and so that means...
That is bad news for DCFC as it stands.
Miami will retake their position in 8th if both sides win. That means they would hold the driver's seat entering the final day of the season. Let's see this again. A poor pass. Rodriguez gets it and kicks it off of Ferreau, who kicks it off of him out for a goal kick. Nervy moment there. Could have been the third and the one that would put the nail in the coffin. The final nail in the coffin, I should say. Kawanda, foot race. Bryant, his challenge. It only spins back to the left back. Williamson was asking for it. Kawanda brings it centrally. Landry.
I'm just thinking for that in that Miami game, it's not over yet. That Charleston Battery side at home can be really, really good.
Yeah.
But if Miami do get a result, that'll be their 4th win in a row. What a run they're having.
Yeah. So played all the way back to Steinwasser. I'll put a foot through it. Loudoun United, though, keeping the pressure up, trying to make things uncomfortable. Turner scooping one. Will that sit for Neville? It will. He'll get it. Tracks it in. Amu Mensah was pressing Neville. Turner. Rocha plays it to Neville. Trying the 1-2, but it's well defended by Amu Mensah. Holds off his defender. Lets that out for a goal kick.
Coming up to that 60th minute now, where both coaches will probably be looking at their bench thinking we need fresh legs, we need a fresh approach. Certainly Ryan Martin needs to do something now with 1/3 of the game left. Let's get a few different players on. Zach Ryan in particular is one player who can cause DCFC all sorts of problems, and no doubt Trevor James would like to bring on a few himself. I'm looking forward to seeing this youngster, this Aaron Bibut, 19 years of age, looks a really exciting prospect on loan with the club.
Foul from behind. Williams bringing down his opponent. Foul goes against him. So currently standings, Miami in 8th with 41 points, Detroit City in 9th with 40. And that would be with both teams heading to take on some really top sides. Pittsburgh, the opponent at home for Detroit City, while Miami, they head at Sacramento Republic, final day of the season. That's a really tough place to get even a point.
Yeah, you would, I mean, it would be amazing for Miami FC to get a point there, but you've really got to think it's going to be a little bit beyond them, beyond most teams that go to Sac Republic. So again, if this result holds, it would mean that DCFC would need a result at home against Pittsburgh. A draw would be enough, because you said they've got the head-to-head.
The draw would be, so final day of the season, the permutations there. If it's a 1-point edge for Miami, if they get no points, Detroit gets a point, they get through. They would need a loss to happen in the other match. Yeah. So, but if they end on the same amount of points, the head-to-head veers in the way of Detroit.
It's at least one thing for DCFC fans to be happy about.
It's basically a bonus point in a lot of ways, where it's just, if your goal difference is better than a side, or if your head-to-head's better than them, shot towards goal, saved, Ferreau.
One team who won't be happy about the current win for Detroit City and for Miami is, of course, FC Tulsa.
Yep, takes them out of the picture.
Sure, well, it means they have to win today, and they will have to win their final match of the season, probably.
Yes. They're currently 5 points off the spot, so not eliminated entirely, but they would need 2 wins from their final 2, and they would need points to head their way in terms of the other matches.
You fancy they could do it? I mean, Indy at home.
And then road to Hartford.
Hartford away. It's possible for FC Tulsa. So this is, I think, whichever way you look at it, this is going down to the final game of the season. It's going to be a nail-biter for all Le Rouge fans busy watching tonight.
Sacramento is on the road against Rio Grande Valley as this one is put in the box, headed towards goal. It's kind of header by Bryant that could be dangerous, but in the end went straight to Steinwasser. But Sacramento Republic, they might be a little frustrated that they've been kind of roped into a high-stakes game. If they can try and see out that top spot in the West, they would be able to kind of alleviate that concern for themselves. As Rodriguez plays it back. Bryant. Kawanda, great job winning that one back. Through the middle is Williamson. It's played into him one-on-one, trying to round Steinwasser. He makes the save and lands on it.
That's great goalkeeping from Nate Steinwasser. Mentioned before that he has been one of the reasons why they're still in the playoff race. And Williamson through, tries to go wide. The goalkeeper just stands his ground, puts his foot out, makes himself big. He knows he's got cover behind him in case he gets chipped, and then responds very quickly, which is the second part of the save, is to see where it squirms off to and grab it before anybody else can. Great goalkeeping yet again from Nate Steinwasser.
He just read it like a book. He knew that he was going to try and round him, so he just stepped off, didn't give him the angle that he was trying to generate. Some games kicking off elsewhere. Lou City taking on Hartford at home. Tampa Bay taking on Pittsburgh. There's been an early goal in that one. Pittsburgh with a 1-0 lead on the road against Tampa Bay. Headed down, out wide, Amu Mensah. Jupe wants it. He's got it. Amu Mensah. Whipped into the box, dangerous, a brilliant ball in. That's number 3. Been a great performance from Detroit City, and the third one. Their leading scorer gets a number 6 on the year for Ben Morris. A great run, a great ball, and a great finish. It's 3-0 Detroit.
That's a fantastic ball in, isn't it, from Michael Bryant. Just whips it in towards that near post, and Ben Morris times his run absolutely perfectly. Bryant head up here, puts it into that danger area where you've got to ask questions. And Ben Morris, the quickest to respond there, ahead of the centre-backs. And we mentioned earlier in the match, this is what he's good at. He's got this blistering pace. But give Michael Bryant credit for a wonderful ball whipped into a danger area. And at 3-0, that really should be it now. Detroit have got the 3 points, you would think, unless there's a real turnaround in this match. And that's what they came here to get here tonight. Interesting, the last 4 matches have all been 3-0.
Yeah.
It's a 3-0 win, followed by 2 3-0 losses, followed by what is so far a 3-0 lead. So that seems to be their lucky number at the moment.
3 goals, 2 for Rodriguez, 1 for Morris. That's goal number 30 on the season for Detroit City. Still the fewest in the league, but they've got, this is now the 5th time this year, I believe, they've scored 3 goals in a match. So if you look at it just from that lens, of their 30 goals, half of them have came in 5 games. They've had the ability to be a high-scoring outfit. This one's sprayed forward, it's left, and it's cleared. I believe in the background of that, you can see the man on the ball right now. Zach Ryan is into the squad for Loudoun United. I give him about going down. There's a small appeal for a foul, but it's out for a throw. You might get a chance to see that again as Haggard was trying to make something happen.
I think make is the word there. There was no real contact, but he went down looking for something. Let's have a look again and see if there is a trip. No, that's self-induced, I think, and that's a conclusion that referee Jerry Michier comes to as well.
A lot of numbers forward for Detroit City. Can they inflict further pain and get a 4th? Tracking back, foul though. Felt that he got the ball, did Neville, and he may have talked himself into a yellow card.
Yeah, the goalkeeper's run, 25 yards to confront the referee. That's going to get you a yellow every time.
So that yellow did go to Farrow, is what you're saying there. I believe that was.
You can't be in an aggressive mode, and to run 25 yards to confront the referee is aggression.
Yeah.
He's given the decision, get on with it. Yes, have a word or two and say, come on, this wasn't the case, and then move on. It's an unnecessary yellow card, but a frustrating one for Loudoun. But a few decisions not go their way, and with the exception of the penalty call that should have gone their way, I think the one that was given against them was a fair call, probably. Hit Aidan Roach's hand. Again, when is your hand within the shadow of your body and all this? Is it a natural position? And I'm not even sure the referees know exactly what is a handball these days, but it was given. I don't think you can argue The second one was very unlucky that it wasn't given to Loudoun United.
This one rolled off low. Important block. They were trying some set-piece magic there. The press is high. Ooh, Maxi Rodriguez, he's on a hat trick. He was trying to press and win that one back. You wonder if Trevor James will let Maxi Rodriguez continue playing through this one and try and get the hat trick, or if he'll bring him off, maybe give him some rest ahead of what is proving to be a very important season finale against Pittsburgh, as Stein washes off his line, has to be careful, and he clears it forward.
I would say it's difficult times for Loudoun United. If they lose this match, it'll be 6 losses and a draw from their last 7.
Yeah.
And, you know, none of them where they've been hammered. Most of them by 1 goal only. They got a draw at home to Charleston Battery. They lost to Sac Republic by 2 goals. But, you know, never disgraced at any stage. But 1 point from a possible 21 points, 7 games. It's not an ideal return, and no doubt Ryan Martin will be really frustrated. And in this match, so far from what we've seen, they've been beaten by a side that's more professional, taken their chances better, and obviously denied Loudoun many opportunities. And those are all the crucial phases of play.
I wonder how Loudoun will look at this one if it continues in the current trajectory, as Bryant on the underlap offering a great option in supports. This cross, it hits him in the chest after it was blocked. He goes down, holding his face. May have been asking for one there, as this is just looped forward and Farrow can go reclaim. Neville keeps it in play. Slides it off, makes the run. Isn't played to him. You see the top of the screen. Quite frustrated that it wasn't played to him. Haggard. To the left. Kawanda, it's low. It's cleared away. Sue Landry into the box. Williamson, bit of space, an important challenge. Moving over to make it was Lewis. It's going to be a corner kick, and some subs can potentially be made here. Actually, there may be a bit of attending to needed for Bryant, who is down in his own corner.
Just wondering there with Tommy Williamson, as the ball comes to him, can he not hit it first time? He lets it run past his body, and for me, you then strike the ball as it passes your body. Instead, he takes the touch and gets well tackled. Good defending by DCFC, but for me, for Tommy Williamson, there's a little opportunity there that the gap opened up and he didn't take it.
Neville is very ready for the corner kick, but down is Bryant, so going to be no rush there. And he was caught in the face. We went down holding his face, so there will be a bit of concussion check, make sure that he's all right to continue. And you definitely are in the spot where you don't want to take any sort of unnecessary risks. You're up 3-0. You feel confident to see this one out. He's back into the squad after he was suspended last time out in their 3-0 defeat at Indy 11. Just holding his jaw, clearly in a bit of discomfort. Here's Neville with the corner. After a bit of a delay, high arcing header. Steinwasser claims he can fall on it.
Well, we're in the 90th minute, and Charleston are still losing to Miami FC. Thought maybe Charleston at home might have clawed that one back, but for the DCFC fans, that is not good news, especially when the Charleston were 1-0 up and they're thinking, well, Miami might get nothing. Now they look like they might get 3 points, and that's a massive one, and it leaves Miami in the driving seat going into the final match of the season. That's
a huge flip, because if they fall to defeat, it meant that a draw was enough in the final game of the season to at least surpass Miami. Depends on what Tulsa would end up doing. But with the result as it currently holds, it's going to be a hopefully win and see what happens elsewhere. And even if you do manage to get a huge win against Pittsburgh at home, might not be enough.
Just can't see Miami getting a win at Sac Republic. I mean, let me rephrase it. Of course they can in the way they're playing.
One high up the field, Poked into the box. Leggett trying to get onto it. It's cleared away. Important clearance. But Sac Republic very hard to get points there.
Very hard. I mean, 4 wins out of 4 for Miami. If they do win this one, they're in great form. But away at Sac Republic, wow. Defending there, Matt Lewis just making 100% sure.
If in doubt, clear it out. Definitely the mentality right now. Time is very much on the side of Detroit. Would need to be a massive turnaround for Loudoun and a massive collapse. They're making the sub, bringing on Brett Levis. He'll be coming on for Michael Bryant, and that sub just, he clearly was feeling some discomfort after the coming together on the attacking side of the field, and he'll be coming off with about just over 15 minutes to go. Corner served into the box. Will that sit up kindly? Turner, his shot may have been going wide, but it's blocked in the end. Goes out, another corner kick. They'll do it again, other side of the field.
Scary moment for Detroit City here. Once that header isn't won, then it's a very difficult one. You don't want to put your foot in too quickly in case you trip somebody up, but Cole Turner getting to the ball first there, and then gets the shot well blocked.
May have been worried with Matt Lewis sticking a foot out for that one. Could he have directed it at his own goal? He did very well, was very in control. He knocked it out. Instead, corner kick. Neville. Near post, headed away by Levis. Andrew brings it in. Clipped in, dangerous ball, scooped up. A header clear, it's an important one. A great chance for Loudoun. That one just couldn't quite sit up kindly.
Once again, Nate Steinwasser comes to the rescue. The ball just played up in the air. The goalkeeper, I'm not quite sure who got it and what. I thought for a second he punched it, but then does he miss it? And it comes off, yeah, it comes off the defender, Matt Lewis. Good defending.
Very important intervention. This one again, the corner is piling up. Headed across goal, the volley. Oh, over the goal. A great chance for looked to be Zach Ryan. Just got under that one.
Yeah, that one again has to hit target. I'm not saying they should score, but you've got to make the goalkeeper work.
Bryant, after being subbed off, making his way to the bench. And it's an important result elsewhere. We'll show you in just a moment as we see this replay again. Clever header across goal. Shot over everything. But it has gone final. Miami 2, Charleston 1. They get the points on the road. They keep on ticking. And it's in the hands of Miami entering the final day of the season. We're teeing ourselves up for what currently stands. Both of the sides in 8th and 9th are going to be fighting against the top sides in the East and the West. Detroit welcoming Pittsburgh, while Miami will head to Sacramento Republic.
Well, that's a super, super tough final game. But Pittsburgh are 1 up at Tampa Bay, and if that result holds,
they would guarantee top
they'll
spot.
be 6 points clear going into the final match. So you think that Bob Lilly might then decide to rest his players and get ready for the playoffs? Who knows? And that would be the outcome that DCFC fans are hoping for, a win from Pittsburgh tonight at Tampa Bay. And maybe they don't fight as hard for the match at home next week at Key West Stadium.
This is certainly a great moment right here, though. Kwame Awuah came in from St. Louis FC2 last year. Tore his Achilles, had an Achilles injury in preseason, has not played at all season long, and in the final home match of the season will get his first minutes for Loudoun United in preparation of 2024. Kwame Awuah, welcome to Loudoun United. He'll be coming on for Harvey Neville. Loney, his day ends after 77 minutes.
His last match was back in November. That's a long time to be out the game. So we wish him a safe and fun return to the action.
There is the first header for Awuah. Immediately getting stuck in. Haggard in the attack. Leggett using a bit of pace against Carroll. He was getting tended to a moment ago. He puts a foot in. Had to be perfect, and it was. Knocks it out for a corner.
Good pace again there, Leggett, but Stephen Carroll, just wise and experienced, just waited for his moment to get a toe poke up, but it's still a set piece, and they've won a few headers in recent set pieces.
They have.
Loudoun. Too far outside of the circle.
Agard was frustrated by that, but he'll whip it in regardless. Dangerous. Oh, through everybody. That one almost sat in a decent spot, but no one there to attack. It's out for a throw.
Living dangerously, DCFC. A couple of balls now from set pieces have whistled across the box and bounced around, and just takes one of them to drop. Actually, it did for Zach Ryan, and he shot over the bar. So there have been chances, but you can be so easily punished. But at 3-0, you fancy, even if they got one back Loudoun, you've still got that 2-goal gap. It should be a mopping up job here. Just over 10 minutes to go. Professionally wind the clock down, keep it tight, defend in numbers, and even if they score one, it's really not going to affect the outcome.
Just don't lose your head if you concede one even. They need to score a bunch to take the result away from you. Was a challenge there. It's going to be a free kick. Some discomfort being felt. For Kwame Awuah, I wanted to get your thoughts on that, Gary. He hasn't played in nearing on 12 months. What's the key for him in this to kind of just maintain his fitness and just kind of avoid things?
It's just self-belief. I had a terrible knee injury back when I was playing, and I was out for a year as well. I mean, you do come back. It's a strange feeling, and it doesn't take long though for you to sort of get back into the swing of things. You know exactly what you have to do and where you have to do it. You just got to believe that your injury will be okay, and that's the hardest part. Is that self-belief that his injury won't become a problem again, as we see Tommy Williamson leaving the pitch.
Yeah, he's in some massive discomfort as well himself. Can't tell if he's going to be in need of a substitution here. He came on at halftime. There would be a disappointment for him to have to come off in the same match. You see though, Kwame Awuah, he's standing over it. Gonna serve this one in. Talking to Ryan Martin ahead of this one, the plan was always bring him on for about 20 minutes, get him some time under his legs, just develop that belief again. Just get back out on the field in 2023 rather than miss an entire calendar year. Able to get a few minutes in here.
And Brett Levi is getting the yellow card there as well.
This one served into the box, the header over the goal.
They won it again now. That's, the first half, DCFC in defense were winning everything, every high ball, but last 4 or 5 into the box. Learman winning that one there, but they've been won by Loudoun. The only thing is they haven't done enough with those headers. Whereas for Detroit, they win one header from a long throw. It drops down, they win a penalty, unfortunately for Aidan Rocha.
Goal kick taken by Steinwasser. Less than 10 minutes of regulation left until Detroit City can see out a result. Is a foul potentially here? No, a bit of a delayed whistle. In the end, it will be a foul. Pointing the way of Detroit City. So again, in case you're just joining us or you missed it, Miami did win on the road. A comeback effort against Charleston means that this win for Detroit City does not leapfrog them into the playoff spots. It puts them in a position where they would be 1 point behind Miami.
Yeah, to be fair to Miami, and not many DCFC fans will want to hear this, but to be fair, they've won away at Charleston. Okay, they beat Hartford at home, not surprising. They won away at Birmingham, and they beat Lou City 4-3. I mean, to beat Lou City the way they did, and now Charleston Battery away. That's one hell of a run.
You see Isaac Espinal coming on for Tommy Williamson, who has come off with a bit of an injury issue. Substitutions brought to you by Segra. You hope it's not a major thing for Williamson, especially in a match 3-0. Season's over. Don't want to risk anything if there's even a slight bit of risk with Williamson. This one served into the box, whipped in. First header was won by Detroit City. Ferreau didn't claim, but his header's wide. It's going to be a goal kick. And a substitution can again happen.
It's a very relieved goalkeeper there because he came and didn't get anywhere close to that. And if the flick on had been on target, it's in the back of the net.
Aaron Baboots coming on for Dominic Gasso, 19-year-old on for a 19-year-old. An interesting sub, just like for like in terms of Detroit. Devote to player, likes to play forward line, aggressive player. For Gasso, one of the midfielders, we'll see if things will be tweaked around for Detroit City.
He's already had one appearance for the senior team. where he's on loan from, Bibut, at LA Galaxy. In fact, two appearances. So maybe he's an exciting young talent that maybe they can use him against Pittsburgh. They might need him to try and break that Pittsburgh defense.
Definitely. They brought him into the senior side at LA Galaxy after a season-ending injury to Chicharito. June, able to bring him in, get some appearances. He is here now at Detroit, trying to help them with their playoff push, try and keep the season ticking along further as Landry puts his foot through this one. No nonsense, cleared away. Ooh, really impressive bit of skill there. Awuah holding off the advances of Williams. In the end, taken away. Landry. Awuah in the box. Fires it, finds a teammate, Leggett. His shot's tame and it's caught by Steinwasser. Routine, but he's made a number of saves today.
Yeah, he's been solid. The goalkeeper at the back there for DCFC.
He's got 4 saves credited to him so far. 4 shots on target for Loudoun United.
Just having a look at Awuah. He seems quite a skillful player. Nice close control. And delighted to see that he looks like he's fully recovered from his injury that's kept him out a whole season.
Great bit of control from Rodriguez. He's still on his hat trick. He hasn't been foraying forward. You can see him just drop off his run. Very selfless there. The desire of going for the hat trick outweighed by his desire to keep his team's defensive structure in place. 5 minutes to go until they see out this 3 points. Jope, his pass is blocked. Amu Mensah.
Good play from Detroit City. He's just keeping possession. Don't need to score. They just need to keep the ball away from Loudoun and not allow them to attack them.
Pass is blocked. Turner scooping one forward to Leggett. Finds his target. He's dropping deep with it. Will actually hand it back to Turner. Awuah. Great first touch. That's a dangerous ball in, just past Ryan.
Wow.
That's a step away.
That was a good ball from Awuah. Fantastic. His first touch to bring the ball down was excellent. The ball in just gave Zach Ryan a little half chance, and I thought he might get on the end of it. He's got pace, Zach Ryan.
Yeah.
Just didn't quite get there.
It was a solidly weighted pass. Needed to be just a bit further ahead, but a very tough one to try and execute. Just isolating it down to Awuah. The fact that this match, 3-0, low stakes in the season, might be almost the ideal atmosphere for him to enter in. Just able to play his game, no real pressure on him. Obviously wants to perform, but the external pressure is quite low. That's a great outside the boot pass, just ahead of Leggett, but he was offsides. Would not have counted if he was able to bring it in. Hagar, just a really clever pass, showing off his skill as well.
There's some decent balls forward. I guess the question from Ryan Martin is, why didn't they see more of that in the first half, Loudoun? They needed those chances to get, Wesley Leggett and his pace on the end of the ball. And you looked at Chris Hagar all the time, and he's so creative down that left-hand side. They just haven't tested him enough, Steinwasser. He's had a couple of saves to make, but down the other end, it's 3 goals of it at the back of the net past Hugo Farreau. So, again, a frustrating day, and no doubt Ryan Martin looking to next season thinking, I'll need to, as he says, keep 10 to 12 of the players, but then bring in a whole bunch of maybe slightly more experienced players, and hopefully he'll have a chance, Ryan Martin, to have a go for a playoff spot, something that's been denied him the last few years while he's been really a sort of an academy for DC United.
Will be interesting to see the constant evolution of the program values and the way they build this team here in Loudoun. Tall header, it's one. Bit of speed being shown off. Ball aiming for Ryan, knocked away. Jope able to slide one forward. He's going to make a run as well and support. His pass, though, to try and find him is blocked.
And this could be a good clean sheet for Nate Steinwasser if they can hold on to it. Only won in the last 7 matches. I'd love to get another one now, make it 2-8, and feel that going into the playoffs, or the fight for the playoffs anyway next weekend, and maybe the playoffs, that they're defensively tight.
Shot knuckling. It's stopped. 5th save of the day. And a strong performance from Nate Steinwasser.
It did turn, didn't it? Because he'd gone to his right side, our left as we're looking at him. And he had to come back with his hands and just pat the ball down because he'd gone past where the ball was, or the ball had reversed back anyway. Either way, once again, good reflexes from the #1 keeper for Detroit City.
Bit of skill. No foul given. Wua. Leggett. Haggard, you saw the run being made by Ryan. Wasn't found. Wua. Clever pass to Leggett. Fired across goal. Blocked and cleared. I have to say, it's obviously been very limited. As you see, a great catch by a young fan here at Loudoun.
It's one of the biggest excitements here for the Loudoun fans. They wouldn't have much to cheer here this afternoon.
He made his group very proud. But I like what I've seen from Awuah so far. Looked very positive, not the look of a player that's missed an entire year from an Achilles injury.
I mean, obviously he's been back at training for a few weeks, so he's got his eye back in, but the most important thing is he prepared to go into tackles? Does he feel that his body's strong again as it was beforehand? And so far he looks very positive for him.
Haggard was the target of that pass. It's hooked away. Five minutes of stoppage time. It's brought to you by Novak, delivering power you can count on. Free kick and a yellow card going against Loudoun United.
And it's interesting, when we chatted to Ryan Martin, we asked him about the last match to Tampa Bay where they lost 1-0, which I thought was not bad at all against a fantastic Tampa Bay side. He said, we were pleased with the middle third. We got into good positions in the attacking third, but no end product. Wrong decisions and poor execution. And as we see this yellow here to Chris Haggard. A little bit of tugging and pushing and shoving and unnecessary
frustration boiling over.
Wrestling,
right
yeah. And it's I'm assuming Ryan Martin's going to say the same about this match.
Yeah. I was wondering if you were describing this match as well.
Exactly. Decent in the middle third, created a few little half chances, but bad decisions or didn't take them, and they end up not scoring, which is exactly what happened against Tampa Bay.
And honestly, luck just not going their way either. The penalty that should have probably been given doesn't go for them, and then on the flip side, a penalty goes against you. Was a penalty, we believe, but it was just an unfortunate one where not much you can do about it. Just one of those moments in a match where it just bounces, unfortunately, for you. It'll be a throw for Abdul Kawanda. Flicked on. Mensa, it's progressed up the left side. Scooped forward. Burrow off his line. Just to look ahead now for Detroit to this Pittsburgh match. What kind of keys do you have for this, Gary? What's kind of just going to be the mentality for this one? It's obviously an incredibly tough one. Let's assume it's a full-strength Pittsburgh. They're not going to hold anything back based on their spot in the standings. What's kind of the key looking ahead to that one?
It's just got to be a fantastic performance, and I think most importantly for the fans, get down to Keyworth Stadium, go and support this team. You've got to make it a place from hell to come to for Pittsburgh. And if they do get this win against Tampa today, they just might not have the desire, and I'm pretty sure that they will rest a few players.
And I want to ask you about that, Gary. With that situation where you've got basically, how much do you hold back if you're Pittsburgh and you have that no real stakes in terms of your place in the standings? How do you balance maintaining fitness and momentum for the playoffs versus just kind of wanting to rest a few guys?
Yeah, it's a difficult one, and only the coach will know how best to do it. And they have a wonderful coach who's now it's his 6th year in a row. Bob Lilly, that he's got to the playoffs. So there's two schools of thought. One is you rest your key players, which is what DCFC will be hoping, and you get them ready for the first playoff match, which will be at home at Highmark Stadium. Or you play your full team because you want them just to have a run out and keep the engine running. But my problem with that is if you don't have anything to play for psychologically, are you going to be as fired up to go to Keyworth Stadium? So, or maybe he just mixes it up. He has some players he thinks who need a rest and some who he feels they're better off constantly playing. And the coach will know, obviously, best what to do.
You imagine he might bring in a player or two. He thinks maybe this guy is not quite there yet, but maybe get him up to speed for the playoff push. And they'll have that player of individual motivation for that match. So obviously, there's no real scenario where it is easy to get the victory against Pittsburgh, and even if that situation arises, it's reliant on results happening elsewhere. In Red Hot Miami takes on Sac Republic.
Yeah, all you can do is your job, and that's what Trevor James will say to them. You go out and win, and hope that Sac Republic don't let Miami win. If FC Tulsa win tonight in their match, which is still coming up at home to Indy 11, then they'll be in a situation where they'll have a say in what goes on. I think they've got an easier match at Hartford at home.
Hartford at home.
So, they would expect to win that. And they'll be hoping that both Miami and Detroit City lose, and then they hop over both. So it's going to be one hell of a day. It's going to be watching scores coming in from all over the country, and it's going to make for an incredible end to the normal season.
That one will get going at 10 p.m. Eastern time, and it'll be a massive gap actually between those two. Detroit City taking on Pittsburgh at 4 p.m. on Saturday. Sac Republic taking on Miami at 10 p.m. Eastern. So there will be complete knowledge for that Sac Republic match about where it has happened elsewhere. So Miami will know the stakes. Is Haggard, bit of skill into the box. Shifted out to the left-hand side, across the goal, and it's headed away. An important intervention. Falling on it is Steinwasser. Might be one of the last actions of our match. It will indeed be the final one. 3-0, a clean sheet, and it comes down to the final weekend. Can Detroit claw back into the final playoff spot? We will find out next Saturday. Gary, final thoughts on this one? A great 3-0 result.
Fantastic for Trevor James. Very, very good. Clean sheet. For Ryan Martin, well, these tough results keep on coming, but there were some positive signs today.
Look at some of our key moments of the match. Our save of the match can be the first thing we see here. The save of the match brought to you by Segra for Loudoun United. They faced a lot of shots. They did. This one going to be a disapproval from distance. Just Farrow getting low, stopping that one.
It's a fairly comfortable save for the goalkeeper down to his right. And have a look at it here. The shot coming in. Farrow doing what he has to do. Didn't have much chance with the goals, unfortunately, for the keeper for Loudoun United.
Zach Ryan, after this one, Detroit City, a 3-0 win, a massive result for them. We've got your full-time highlights and stats to show you on the other side of this break. Stick around. It's been a big result for Detroit City on the road. We'll show it to you after this break on ESPN+.
Business today is fast, unpredictable, always changing. Shifting trends and technologies are pushing aside old rules. The unexpected is the new normal. Segra is here to help you get what's next with our best-in-class connectivity, cybersecurity, cloud, and collaboration solutions. Whatever your business dreams, we have the network and services to get you there. Segra, giving your business the freedom to grow today. Segra is a proud sponsor of the Loudoun United Football Club. Business today is fast, unpredictable, always changing. Shifting trends and technologies are pushing aside old rules. The unexpected is the new normal. Segra is here to help you get what's next with our best-in-class connectivity, cybersecurity, cloud, and collaboration solutions. Whatever your business dreams, we have the network and services to get you there. Segra, giving your business the freedom to grow today. Segra is a proud sponsor of the Loudoun United Football Club. Business today is fast, unpredictable, always changing. Shifting trends and technologies are pushing aside old rules. The unexpected is the new normal. Segra is here to help you get what's next with our best-in-class connectivity, cybersecurity, cloud, and collaboration solutions. Whatever your business dreams, we have the network and services to get you there. Segra, giving your business the freedom to grow today. Segra is a proud sponsor of the Loudoun United Football Club.
Full-time from Loudoun United 0, Detroit City 3, your full-time highlights. Let's check them out here. Early on, it was a fantastically worked move up this left-hand side by Detroit City. In the end, a fantastic finish for his first of the day for Maxi Rodriguez.
Yeah, Ben Morris with the pass to Maxi, and as he's falling, he just gets it between the goalkeeper's legs. It's a lovely build-up. Ben Morris aware, gives him back the ball, and just sort of catches his feet in the turf, but still does brilliantly well and pleases his manager, Trevor James.
Later on in this first half, 39th minute now, long throw into the box, handball. Handball for you, Gary?
Yeah, probably tough one on Aidan Roach. He doesn't argue too much. It has hit his hand, but is it within the framework of the body and the shadow and blah, blah, blah? We don't know. Maxi Rodriguez says, you know what, I don't care. I'm going down the middle. Hugo Farreau goes to his left. The ball goes down the middle. It's 2-0 to DCFC.
Great finish there from the spot. Had a brace in the first half. Had 2 entering today, now 4 on the season. This one, in the end, gonna come out top here. A great ball in the box. Finds their leading scorer, Ben Morris, for the third.
Yeah, Michael Bryant, give him credit here because he puts it right in the danger area. And Ben Morris, with his pace, just gets ahead and puts that in the back of the net. And, you know, you can look at possession and say Loudoun had most of it, but, you know, it's what you do with the possession. They had 5 shots on target to Detroit, but again, are they good shots on target or not? So the stats don't really tell you enough, but the big stat is that Detroit City took their chances and they gave Loudoun very little.
A clinical display from Detroit City. The stats pretty even in the end, but the most important one heads Detroit City's way, 3-0. Playoff scenario not in their hands. They have to look elsewhere. Miami takes on Sac Republic on the road next weekend. They have to get the business done at home against Pittsburgh. Loudoun United, they round out their season on the road at Rio Grande Valley. Your full-time score, though, this show is presented by Segra. For Gary Bailey and our entire production crew, I've been Jack Edwards saying so long from Segra Field. Loudoun United 0, Detroit City 3. A big 3 points in their playoff push.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.